Hi, Paul and George here. I keep getting swamped with the same old question. Why are the Tories still in power? I've just seen that question again, about 20 minutes ago. And I keep saying the same old thing. And this is true. The only reason they're still in power, and it's not just me, it says that there's a handful of people on social media that will say this too. Only a handful. This is how pathetic the UK is, and the people that ask this question time and time again. The people that ask this question know perfectly well what the fucking answer is. They know what the answer is. Why they ask it, I don't know. They're in denial or something. The reason the Tories are still in power is because people in UK are allowing them to remain in power. That is why. It's nothing to do with Jeremy Corbyn or any other politician that is not a Tory. It's up to the people of the United Kingdom to remove any government they don't want to be in power anymore. It's not up to anybody else. Jeremy Corbyn's not a miracle worker. He's not a Jesus of fucking Nazareth or anything else. He's not going to do it. It's not his job. It's your job, it's my job, and it's everybody else here in the UK's job as a population to do so, regardless of what the police think or anything else. If police want to be fucking retards, let them be retards. And they probably will, of course they will, because, you know, this is a thing. There's some people just never learn, and this is a group of people that will never learn. Seriously. They're in the same boat as everybody else, and yet they're quite happy to defend a government that's breached human rights laws all over the UK and everything else, and they will do so when 500,000 people or 1 million people walk up to Westminster to remove those Tories manually. And the police will defend that government. They will. Complete bell ends. Complete bell ends. And I'm saying this about them before they actually do it, because this is what they'll do. There's no way they're going to stand aside and say, oh well, we're just going to stand here because we agree with the rest of the people. You know, they put that everything aside, to one side, all their personal beliefs and everything. The police will trample over their own personal beliefs, ideals and everything else for the fucking Tories. These are very weak people, ladies and gentlemen, very weak indeed. It takes a weak person to walk all over their own personal values and everything else in order to fulfill their employer's wishes. That is fucking weak. Getting away from these muppets. Back to the you know, ordinary people in the street, which the police are, by the way. They are without that uniform. Uniform is an extension of Westminster. The police people inside the uniform are expendable. They are not the law, and they are certainly not any extension to Westminster. They're puppets, or muppets, whatever you want to call them, doesn't make any difference. That's what they are. Puppets on fucking Westminster strings, and Westminster pulls them and they dance to their tunes. Simple as that. Now, anyway, as I said, I'll get away from it this time. The only reason those Tories are in power is because everybody in this country allows them to be in power by doing nothing, by sitting back and watching, you know, 120,001 people so far dying due to benefits cuts and everything else, watching the NHS that everybody depends on go down the pan without lifting a finger to even to even support it, being on Facebook or on Twitter and writing things and posting things about the NHS is not fighting for the NHS. It's not fighting for anything. It's not fighting against the Tories either by posting meaningless bullshit against the Tories on Facebook. That is not fighting against the Tories. That is sitting in your arse, being a lazy bastard. Simple as that. And that's the truth. And that's what people in this country are. They can't be arsed fighting for what they believe in. Therefore they're weak as fuck. I was weak as fuck. I'm dying to fight for what I believe in, but I can't do it because I'm only one person. One person cannot fight against the entire government and all large companies that back it up and everything else. Not to mention the police state. Even Corbyn would probably back the Tories. I mean, if half a dozen people, right, if half a dozen people walked up to Westminster and tried to remove the Tories from power, yes, even Corbyn would back the Tories up on that one. I can fucking guarantee you. That's how brainwashed people are in this nation. They're brainwashed into believing, oh, the law says this and the law says that. Who wrote the laws? Who wrote the laws you'll go by? You don't even fucking know, do you? I don't know either. I don't go by them. Of course I fucking don't. I mean, people should go by their own personal values and everything else. Never mind other people's personal values that weren't their personal values, but were only written because it suited whatever government in power at that particular point in history when that law was produced and put onto statute books. Think about it. Think about it. Seriously. Those laws aren't worth shit. That's why laws need enforcement, especially in this country. Every single law is forced upon every single member of the public. By enforcement. Because those laws on their own aren't worth shit. None of them. And that's why they have to be enforced. Without that enforcement of those laws are worthless. In reality, on their own, all the laws in this country are worthless. That's why they need to be backed up by people. People dressed in a uniform. And that uniform is the only thing that has the power, it is the power of the law. The person inside is not. Even though a lot of them get all grandiose inside the uniform and think they are it. They are nothing. The uniform is worth more than the people who animate it is worth to the government. That uniform is very highly prized to Westminster, to Number 10, to the courts, to the legal system in this nation. The people inside them aren't worth shit to the courts, to the legal system, to that government that they serve so proudly, so faithfully, and so stupidly. The government, the courts, and the establishment in itself, in its entirety, don't give a shit about any police officer inside any uniform. All they care about is the laws that uniform upholds. And that uniform upholds every law in the land. But, sadly, on its own, it can't do diddly squat. After all, it's only a cloth uniform. So they need people to animate that uniform. That's all they are. They are very expendable. That uniform is priceless though, because that uniform means everything to the establishment in London. Because without that uniform, there is no laws. It doesn't matter whether it's written on paper or written in goat skin or anything else, kind of way back hundreds of years ago. It made a difference about that, or when it was written, or who it was written by, or anything else. Without that uniform, there is no laws. And that's all these paid puppets are any good for. To animate that uniform, to make that uniform work for the establishment. work for the court system, and work for everything else. Now these people that blindly animate that uniform without thinking, they will even protect paedophiles within Westminster. That's how stupid these people are. And they have done it. They have done it. Of course they have. We all know this anyway. We all know this. They have done it. Those pedophiles, those child killers in Westminster are not above the fucking law. They are not above that uniform. But it seems because we have imperfect muppets animating that uniform, then, things aren't as they should be. We have our own government, people. We know this. And we ignore it by sitting on our laurels and pretending, it's not down to us. It's down to someone else like Jeremy Corbyn or another politician, or there must be some secretive body somewhere that polices the government. No. We are that body. We are the only ones it's down to. So I hope I don't hear that question again, because it's a very stupid question. The stupidest one I've heard in my lifetime, and it keeps getting repeated by Muppet after Muppet after Muppet. If you don't want to be a Muppet, then stand up for your rights against that government en masse, and then you'll probably see me right there too. See you later.